Bang, bang. What's going on, guys? You're tuned into another edition of the main event on Talkin Hands. So I'm your host, Preston, joined by my co-host, Mr. Danny Betts. We're to preview this weekend's huge main event. Brandon Figueora take on Mark Magsayo. Before that, huge weekend of action we just witnessed. We can start off with Saturday night fights, the more exciting fight, by far the more exciting fight, and a very impressive stoppage. Danny, what was your thoughts on Matthias's, I guess, round stoppage? It wasn't a knockout, but it
Yeah.
definitely seemed like it was going that way.
Um,
Your thoughts on that one?
I mean, it pretty much went the way I thought. The only thing that shocked me was the way, and I tweeted this out watching the fight. The way that Ponce started round one, he
Oh, yeah.
started going. He started going crazy. He went inside, started throwing like 100 punches in that round. I'm like, this is a mistake, bro. I don't know what you're doing. Um, and I mean, it's it's hard to fight a guy like that. Like Mateus is just a bully when it comes to inside his combinations, body work, and his power. He makes people. If he don't knock you out, he just makes people quit. Like this is like the fourth time he's done this. Like somebody throws in the towel, or even I forget the guy he fought that he went in the corner and he just told his coaches like I can't do this no more. That was pretty much the same thing. Great performance, round five, 140 40 weight class is stacked. So hopefully, with Matthias having the IBF championship, it opens the doors for bigger fights. There's pro grades. I know they got beef going on, and
Yeah.
there's a ton of guys he could fight at 140. So I'm just happy he cashed my ticket. Another Puerto Rican champion on the rise. So we'll see.
Yeah, I thought he looked good. Kind of like what you were just saying. That guy really came at him hard, heavy body shots in the clinch, throwing just a lot of punches. You had to think if you had no distance, that was perfect.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this fight might not last to round 3. Jesus. Yeah.
I was happy when I saw that. I'm like, oh, this guy's not gonna win this fight like that. You can't beat him at his own game like that.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was a very good, very impressive performance. He gets it done. Nice finish. And hopefully, Progress will be a good fight. I know we discussed it last week. The Tank Garcia fight did get signed April 22nd. That's 136. Both guys can make 140. I don't think either guy would want that fight, because I think they think they're above that, Matthias, but that'd be a very, very interesting fight
Oh god.
if Tank were to fight him. But
Nah, but no. Garcia's the guy I would love to see him fight Matias.
oh no,
well,
Ryan Garcia won't fight that. Take
but
that fight.
besides this fight at 136, he said he wasn't gonna go down anymore. He was gonna fight at 140. So we'll see how true that is.
Yeah, I mean
Garcia.
he's a big
Yeah, big kid.
kid, right? He's still young, so he's gonna flesh out, get bigger, and yeah, 140 is definitely in his future. So the other big fight, obviously the headline fight, sort of the fight we covered last weekend. Jake Paul fights Tommy Fury. Jake Paul loses a split decision. I wouldn't say really debatable. I think from all eyes and perspective, they thought Tommy Fury won. I thought Tommy Fury won the fight. Jake Paul disappointed me. But Danny, your thoughts? Anything really, really surprise you? Tommy Fury to me
Uh,
looked better than we thought. But your thoughts on that and the future for both combatants?
yeah, like you said, Fury actually looked a little bit better than I thought. He was throwing a jab well. Even though it was from his hip, he was fast enough to throw it. His movement got better. Paul couldn't cut off the ring for some, he still needs to learn how to do that. Um, with the knockdown late in that fight, I mean, the fight for me was close, but I had to give it to Fury. But yeah, I mean, Fury won fair and square, and we'll see if he wants the rematch. Paul does, so we'll see if that happens. That's another big payday for both of them. So, but I was laughing a little bit because I don't know if you saw afterwards. Like Fury made it look like he literally said, how they had that fake belt, that belt they made up or whatever for
Mhm.
that fight. He was saying, "Yeah, this is a world championship for me," or whatever. And I'm over here like, "Oh my god, stop it!" Like you beat Jake Paul, bro.
Yeah,
but, but
I wouldn't be celebrating that too much. I did see he was like proclaiming, like, "Oh, I was the underdog. Like, you didn't think I could do this, yada yada." I mean, he has the name with his half brother heavyweight champion. So yeah, kind of pump the brakes there. Tom, pump the brakes. But yeah, we can move on from that fight. This weekend, it should be a very exciting fight. Two guys who I feel like we've covered a few times on the show. They're frequent boxers who fight quite often. Main event this week, we have Brandon Figueora taking on Mark Magsayo. Current odds at our favorite book. That's right, mybookie.ag. Enter that promo code PUBSPORTS. Get your 50% deposit bonus match. Debit credit up to 1,000. 100% Bitcoin. Use that Bitcoin, get that deposit bonus match. Current odds, Brandon is a minus 320. Mark is a plus 240 underdog. Danny, thoughts on this main event? Should be fireworks.
Yeah, another banger, man. Another underrated fight, in my opinion. We got Figueroa, Brandon Figueroa. He came up from 122 pounds to 126 now. He's got one fight at 126 so far right now, recently versus Carlos Castro. Which I went back and watched it and I forgot about this. I don't know if you saw this, P. But Brandon Figueroa, typically, he's aggressive as hell. Typical Mexican boxer. He's going in the pocket. He's nonstop. One word to describe him is relentless. Like, it's great cardio, just going, crazy with punches and volume. And that fight, he started off like trying to box him outside, use his jab more and stuff. I'm like, is this the same kid? I know. I'm looking at the names on the TV or whatever. Like, is this the same kid, whatever? But after like 3 rounds, he's like, forget this. Let me go back to how I used to fight. And he went in there and he finished the guy in 6 rounds. Magsayo, we called that upset with Gary Russell Jr. There was a lot of extra stuff going on. Like, Russell was hurt. He's going through a lot of stuff with his dad and his family and stuff like that. So all that stuff leading up to that fight, I had to pick the underdog. But he hurt his arm or shoulder again. Russell did in that fight against Magsayo. And Magsayo was clearly winning in the first half of the fight. But then Gary Russell somehow, after the injury, started outboxing him the second half of that fight. I'm over here like, Magsayo, what are you doing, bro? Like, he's hurt. Like, go in there, make some adjustments. And he couldn't. And that worries me because that lets me know if something happens in the fight and you can't make an adjustment. Shout out to Nate in the chat. That just worries me, man. You can't make an adjustment and a guy that's hurt right in front of you and you can't like close, that fight out with a knockout or a TKO. But we got the dub with that, and he fought Ray Vargas, which we picked Vargas on that one. And he got the dub. It was a close fight, split decision. Magsayo actually dropped Vargas in that fight, which Vargas has been getting dropped in every fight lately. But Brandon Figueroa, man, I gotta take him here. I think his money line is like at 350. This fight, like, if you guys don't know who these guys are, just tune in. You're gonna see an action-packed fight. Magsayo's got power, good movement. They call him the next Pacquiao, which I don't see. He is a little bit bouncy, but he's got a lot of power. He likes to fight in mid-range, which is going to be an issue for me because Brandon Figueroa, like I said, is going to be on his chest, just driving him to the ropes, just going ham on his body and throwing counters and just mixing it up. And I was torn on this because I was looking at the odds, like no distance. It's minus 115 pick 'em. Fight to go a distance is a pick 'em. My favorite, one of my favorite bets, around 7 to 12 for Figueroa, is plus 300 around there. But I actually think Magsayo is tough enough to last in this fight, and I'm actually going to take Figueroa by decision. I think I found it like at plus 150, plus 145. I think the only way I see Magsayo winning this fight is if he catches Figueroa, and Figueroa has a great chin. Like, he's been in there with Stern Fulton, even though Fulton doesn't have amazing power, but and he actually, that was a close ass fight too, by the way. But he just can't make 122 pounds no more, and I love him at 126 because now his body's more filled. He doesn't have to drain himself. He's already got the stamina. He's got more power now with the weight. And I think he outworks him. He might even drop him during the fight. But I think Figueroa is going to win a 9-3 type of decision in this fight, man. I really like him here. Probably use him as a parlay piece for the money line too.
Yeah. Nasty Nate in the chat. What's going on, Nate? James S. in the chat. What is going on, James? Danny pretty much outlined it perfectly. I agree wholeheartedly. For me, if you like Magsayo, you have to bet him by KO because he is not going to win a decision against Brandon Figueora. Doesn't throw enough. Yeah. And I rewatched the Russell fight. He wings a lot of punches. Mm-hmm. Maybe Figueroa doesn't have great defense. I think even he will be able to see the punches coming, get back, move, piece him up, get inside. His inside work is excellent. He'll throw 100 punches around, 12 straight rounds. Magsayo is not going to be able to keep up with that. He's just on him over and over, doesn't move, just like the old school, like I said, Mexican style. Almost looked to me like Eric Morales type is how this guy fights, and he's good. He's very, very good. Magsayo, maybe he catches him, maybe he sneaks out a round or two. It's tough, right? Because I could see decision, I could see the KO, the late KO, because the accumulation of damage will add up. Maybe Magsayo gets cut up a bit. He goes back to the corner. His corner's like, okay, that's enough. We're done. Or Figueroa plays it somewhat safe, coasts to a win. But we agree there. Figueroa, I think, is the rightful side. I think it's justified. His current money line, 3-1, 350, whatever you can get. I think he gets it done. He just looks really good right now. He looks at the height of his powers, so to speak, just throwing so many punches. That's in the end. And to be honest, he's a better boxer, right? We talk about it all the time. I would almost argue Figueroa is the better boxer as well. So it's going to be tough for Mark to win this fight. We also have, I'm sure if the guys in the chat don't know, they should know, maybe the UFC card of the year going on at the same time. Huge UFC pay-per-view. Parlay up Figueroa with some of these heavy favorites.
There's a lot of parlay pieces for UFC too. So
yeah. I couldn't believe how I don't think there's a close line in the UFC besides the main event. It seems like it's wild.
I forget which one it is. Oh, the Marquez fight. Marquez and
Barrio.
Yeah. That fight and Ribas. But besides that, dude, and after the winner of this fight supposedly is gonna get a shot at Vargas. So honestly, I'm pretty sure they don't want to see Vargas versus Magsayo again. They got new blood at 126 with Figueroa. I think he deserves it, and I really like this kid. His pace is crazy, bro. And he could just keep going for 12 rounds. It's gonna be tough to beat this kid at 126.
Yeah, no, I wholeheartedly agree. I think Brandon Figueroa is fairly safe. He just throws so many great shots, and he's going to get done. Billy's asking Fury Paul thoughts. We kind of touched on it earlier, Billy. Tommy Fury did perform a lot better than we initially thought. He won the fight. Not much else you can say. He won the fight. Jake Paul takes his first loss as a professional boxer. And we'll see where he goes from there. Danny thinks rematch. I'd rather not, but money talks. Money talks. Then here we go as Big Show's putting it up. Pubapalooza 2 coming up, guys, end of the month, March 24th to 26th. If you guys could get down there, Southtown 101, San Antonio, Texas, 101 Perea Street. UFC San Antonio, we have Marlon Vera, Corey Sandhagen, golf, poker, horse racing. I believe one of the nights there's a stripper slap contest. So if you're into that, you can see that as well. Pubapalooza 2, end of next month. Danny, any other thoughts? I don't even know what the co-main event is for this boxing card this week.
Yeah, I still have to. I gotta dig into that so far. But that's about it. That's the only main fight I'm looking at so far right now. I can't wait
Yeah,
for it. It should be a good one.
yeah, I agree. I don't see much. The only other sort of news, I believe Katie Taylor did get injured, or Amanda Serrano got
Serrano
injured.
did. Yeah.
Yeah, so that fight got postponed for
That
a little
sucks,
bit.
bro.
So I saw that, but that should be it. I can hit another sponsored Prize Picks if you guys could. Prize Picks, prizepicks.com, promo code PUBSPORTS. Get that 100% deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, all your all your stats. Baseball's coming back. Sharpie's going to be coming back with all his baseball looks, K props, strikeout props, runs, everything. Prize Picks, promo code PUBSPORTS. Hit the MyBookie, buy me a coffee. We are still doing buy me a coffee, buymeacoffee.com/PubSportsRadio. And all donations will be sent for upcoming trip to the East Coast. So buymeacoffee.com/PubSportsRadio. Danny, best bet this weekend. Brandon Figueora, Mark Magsayo. What do you like here?
Um, I'm I'm torn honestly, like because I could really see a late stoppage for Figueroa because like like I said, he throws a lot of volume, good power, and just overwhelming. And that plus 300 is tempting, bro. You know me and my 7 to 12. But this is for me, this is an easy. You could bet it's plus money bet Figueroa by decision at plus 145, 150. And you could sprinkle rounds 10 to 12 or 7 to 12 just a little bit because it's plus 300, plus 5, 600. But my best bet, I'm going with my gut. I'm going with by decision. I think Magsayo can last for the 12 rounds. Maybe he's probably going to get knocked down in this fight. Should be a banger. I like Figueroa by decision, plus 145.
Yeah, I mean, the books, so fight goes, it's pretty much a pick 'em. A couple books are juiced a little bit to the fight goes. So they're leaning, kind of siding with fight goes distance. Like I said, I don't love endorsing like a parlay, but I really would hate to bet Figueroa KO or decision and then him to do the opposite when he's not that like, yeah, it's a juiced favorite, but it's not that juiced, like 350. If you like, I'm sure there's a UFC guy who's around the 300 mark. You pair him up.
I like a couple. I like even Baby Shark Richie. Like she's minus 280. I know it's women's MMA, but Basharat's like minus 450.
Yeah, I would do that Basharat guy with Figueroa. Yeah, he should win easy.
Yeah, so
yeah,
I like Basharat and then Shevchenko.
But yeah, that makes sense too. Yeah,
those are my main ones. Duplessis,
nickel inside the distance.
Yeah, inside the distance. That's a parlay piece too.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Even though it's probably the same line as Figueroa money line, Figueredo, I mean.
Yeah, like nickel inside the distance. Yeah, he's probably minus 400 or something at least inside the distance.
He went up to minus 2,200 money line.
Yeah, I mean that's nuts because one punch could end it. But I'll just say I'm picking Figueroa. If I can find a parlay, I'll tweet that out. But yeah, I like Brandon Figueroa here quite a bit. I just think he has too much skill for Mark Magsayo. And that should do it. Any closing thoughts, Danny? Final thoughts on whatever?
Oh, I forgot. I completely forgot to say this. It doesn't really matter to me all like that. But one thing I did find out about Magsayo, he was getting trained by Freddie Roach, and he actually left Freddie Roach. I forget the guy's name, but the other coach that was assisting Freddie Roach has been with Magsayo for years too. So it's not like a new coach, really. He was saying he was switching supposedly just because of the language, because the coach I forget his name is a Filipino too, so it's easier to communicate, especially during the fight and things like that. He was saying, but for me, that's a kind of like a red flag. You don't want to leave Roach. Like Freddie Roach is one of the better trainers out there, and for me personally, I don't like it, but that's another thing about this fight. But yeah, just hit the like, smash the like button, subscribe if you're new. let us know who you got for these fights coming up with the comments below. Just tell us what your prediction is.
Yeah, completely agree. As Dan just said, if you guys could give us a like, if you're new, even just membership. I know we don't do it enough, but $4.99 a month, any and all members, greatly appreciated. If you would care to join the Pub Members Club. Smash that like, drop a comment down below, let us know who you like, and we will see you guys next week. This was the main event on Talkin Hands. Peace, guys.